this is perfect for any drinker on any occasion. Now that's a big claim, that is a very big claim. Hi guys, it's Jim here with another episode of Beers of the British Isles. On today's episode, we are drinking Mary Jane. This beer was requested by one of my subscribers, Turge. So Turge, thanks for the recommendation. We're going to be digging into this one today. So, Mary Jane, proudly on the label, lets you know that this beer was brought to you by Ilkley Brewery. Now, Ilkley, those of you not familiar, is the posh part of West Yorkshire, basically. If you really want to wind someone from Ilkley up, say that Ilkley is just a part of Bradford. They really don't like it when you say that, but it seems like it's kind of true. So the brewery, based in Ilkley, formed in 2009. I was always under the assumption that Ilkley Brewery were kind of like an old, traditional, kind of, pure, like old style Yorkshire brewery. And they are definitely a Yorkshire brewery, but no, 2009, they were founded. They seem to be kind of very much embracing everything Yorkshire though. And maybe that's why I thought they were older. Also, if you look at the bottle for this beer, Mary Jane, this is kind of the flagship beer. It really seems like they're kind of one of the older, more traditional breweries. Of course, being a newer brewery doesn't mean that you're not traditional. I think that these guys really are embracing the old brewing traditions, that many of which originated from Yorkshire. So the beer itself today, Mary Jane, seems like it has quite a provocative name. When I first read that, I was like, Mary Jane, I guess they really like to party down in Ilkley. But no, it is not named after marijuana. It is named after a character in what is apparently the anthem of Yorkshire, which is called On Ilkley Moa Bartat, which roughly translated into English is On Ilkley Moor Without a Hat. The character Mary Jane is quoting the guy that the song's about, which means they're having a love affair of some kind. So this is a 3.5% session pale ale from Yorkshire, powered by Yorkshire, apparently, powered by everything this brewery seems to be. Let's find out how good it is. Right, I'm all poured in. I got myself a nice cold glass of Mary Jane. So, which, like I say, isn't as fun as it sounds. Like I said earlier, this is a 3.5% session pale ale. That is bang on what I want in a session pale ale, is just 3.5%. You could drink that all day, or could you? Let's find out. Now, with a smaller beer, you would expect a lighter color, and this really doesn't disappoint. This is a really, really good looking beer. Very pale colored, brilliantly clear, absolutely crystal clear. And I really like that. I mean, like I say, you never get what I get out there, but there isn't even a hint of haze in this beer, which is quite impressive considering the array of options you have. This beer comes on cask, it comes on keg, it comes bottle can. So to get a beer this clear is really, really nice. Nicely done there, Ilkley. Of course, the malts in this, Golden Promise and just a bit of crystal, you can imagine it would be a very pale coloured beer anyway. Now the hops they've used are Amarillo and Cascade. Now they kind of have a bit of a transatlantic thing going here. So the malts, the Golden Promise and the Crystal are UK based, they're British grown. The hops, of course, Amarillo and Cascade, are American. So, I mean, this is all starting to sound like a real good traditional pale ale with a bit of residual sweetness in the malt, and just that nice fruity, piney, sort of grapefruited, hop forward aroma and flavour. So let's find out what we got here. Yeah, that is really good, really well done, well put together. You get everything in that first mouthful. It's just like a big old scoop of all the layers of that. So the thing that sticks in my mind from that first sip is that cracker backbone that you can taste in it. That's lingering, and it's absolutely delicious. And in a really small beer like this, having such a malt forward flavour is kind of unusual. So well done. Yeah, it's nice and crisp and refreshing, because remember, it is quite small. It's only 3.5%, so you don't need that much bitterness to balance it out, but it is balanced out. Like I say, that cracker backbone, kind of, yeah, not so bready, just ever so slightly toasty in the malt flavour. The aroma, like I say, it's sort of, the hops aren't too forward in the aroma, if I'm honest. It kind of has that traditional sort of yeasty carbonation smell to it, if that makes sense. Yeah, and just ever so subtly in there, just to remind you that they did put American hops in it, there's that grapefruit character as well. Right, so let's wrap up then. I've just been drinking Mary Jane, and it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, this was a suggestion from a subscriber, and I'm really glad that they suggested it. If you have any suggestions yourselves watching this, please let me know, and I'll try my best to head down to the British Isles and grab your suggestion. So this is a session pale ale, 3.5% session pale ale. A session beer to me, or the point of a session beer, is that you can drink them all day. You have more than one, and you're going to want more. You're going to want another one when you're finished. So light in alcohol is one thing, but it also has to be drinkable. You know, you can't just make a weak beer and call it a session beer. It has to be drinkable. I think this is, like I said before, that first sip that I had was just like a big old scoop of flavour. You know, you got everything there. You got the bitterness, you got the grapefruited hop notes, and you got that beautiful cracker backbone. I think this is a perfect session beer. The brewery boldly, proudly say that this is perfect for any drinker on any occasion. Now that's a big claim, that is a very big claim, but I think they're at least not far off the mark on this one. Yeah, what I will say is this is an English pale ale, okay? There are American hops in it for sure, but this is Yorkshire through and through. You know, there's nothing American about this. That the hops aren't the hops are staying where they are. They're not really singing and dancing like they would in an American pale ale. You know, and you know that's the style. That's how it's designed. This is all about the marriage between the malt and the hops, and they've really done that very well. If I had to rate this on a scale of 0 to not even session pale to pale ale, I'm gonna give this a solid 8. Well bittered, nice and malty, real nice and malty, and the hops, just enough hops to remind you that they've put them in there. So guys, head down to your local supermarket. I got this from Morrison's, I believe. Head down there, grab yourself a Mary Jane by Ilkley Brewery, and let me know what you think. As you're doing it, the only song that I can even suggest you listen to while you drink this beer is on Ilkley Mobat Tat. I've never heard it myself, but I'm definitely going to stick it on as I finish my drink. So guys, head out there, grab a Mary Jane and enjoy. Cheers.